Hello guys, DJParson here, and I bring you another game of the World Championship. This time it's going to be another two-player match between Genghisip and Himmelstosh, so let's get right in. Genghisip will have the first turn here, Himmelstosh the second. Genghisip has already picked up that Stonehenge. What else do we have? We have Colosseum Pyramids, there's Isabella, and we do have the sewers. So we have Isabella, Columbus, Barbarossa, and Cook even, so we could see a lot of colonies. We have Bach and Shakespeare. We don't have the Hollywood, but we have Fleming and Marlene. Mandela, no Pierre. Okay, so Genghisip picked the Stonehenge. Himmelstosh is gonna go for Confucius, okay. Could have gone Alex Urban Growth, but decides he wants Confucius. Genghisip can maybe go for Alex then. You will do that. So Alex picked up, elects him, grabs Engineering Genius and builds the first mine. So with that Engineering Genius he can start building on that Stonehenge maybe next turn. Himmelstosh is gonna go for Confucius here. Increases population, builds a mine, picks up an urban growth, so he probably wants to wait for the pyramids next turn, so he doesn't want to go for the hanging gardens here. Genghisip is gonna increase pop. Build an extra warrior, okay. And has a tactic. I mean, maybe he also has an aggression, and this could actually go through. He's gonna follow this up by going for 2 steps on that Stonehenge. So very aggressive play, very interesting to see. And 5-1, Himmelstosh is gonna push. We get the development of religion. I think both players can take that. And then Himmelstosh is gonna build a lab. Pick up the theocracy. And grab the pyramids. I like the theocracy pyramids. Did we have? I don't think we had Joan of Arc. No, we don't. Okay. So are we gonna see aggression here from Genghisip? Yes, we will, but okay, Himmelstosh can defend. So this is very fortunate for Himmelstosh that he has 2 defend cards. Very nicely panned from Genghisip, but it doesn't turn out that it's gonna be successful because it gets defended. So Genghisip doesn't have any cards left. I mean, super interesting start. Genghisip had Alex, drew Fighting Band and an aggression in his first turn and decides to go full on military mode, but Himmelstosh being able to defend destroys that plan, and it was quite costly for Genghisip with military actions and everything. Development of politics now picked up. I mean, that could be another aggression for Genghisip, but Himmelstosh is gonna go for Nostradamus, so no more danger of being aggressed. Also picks up the Engineering Genius. And next turn he can finish the pyramids and maybe even go for theocracy. I think this is a good start for Himmelstosh. Genghisip now uses Alex to get the extra yellow cube, is gonna go for printing press and can build one. He has picked up the masonry, so these are relatively cheap. Don't see upgraded production yet, but now we have that first printing press for Genghisip. Stosh is gonna push. We get the development of settlement. And then we see that pyramids finished. Breakthrough picked up. And cultural heritage picked up. So a lot of very good yellow cards, and didn't even use the engineering genius. Maybe could go for that universitas next turn. Genghisip's gonna open the development of science, so 2 more science for both of them. He's then gonna go for knights. I mean, if he has a phalanx, he can gain a lot of strength here again. Picks up a breakthrough and a rich land. Does he have a new tactic? Yes, he does have the phalanx. So 7-1 plus 3, of course. So let's see if Himmelstosh will push here. No, he won't, but he will go for theocracy, grabs an iron. He's gonna develop that as well and upgrade. Picks up the reserves here as well. And then that's gonna be it for him. So yeah, I still like his position quite a lot. He's super safe thanks to Nostradamus. And then now with that early iron, not so early, but at least the iron is before Genghisip, so earlier than him. But speaking of the iron, there's the second copy. That gets picked up by Genghisip. He's gonna develop that. Can upgrade twice even if he wants to. But he decides to also pick up the irrigation. And then next turn he can go for Leonardo. His biggest problem is civil actions. Let's see, Himmelstosh opens an extra science from Confucius. He's also going to pick up the irrigation. And the Code of Laws denies that from his opponent, and Keaton can't even go for that. So this is a very good theocracy with 6 civil actions. We'll copy the phalanx. Then maybe he's going to go for knights next turn or something. He doesn't even have to necessarily. Maybe just use the military actions before H2, because now you get H2 cards for them. So copying last turn can be wise. Leonardo now picked up by Genghisip. He's gonna elect him. Upgrade another mine. And even the third mine. And there is a justice system. I think that's gonna get denied by Himmelstosh. But of course that depends a little bit on what Himmelstosh wants to do on his turn. If he has those 2 civil actions to spare. But first we get the immigration, and both of our players gain an extra population. Both are equally happy. And then Himmelstosh can pick up Machu Picchu and can even finish that. That will mean the justice system will stay. I think Genghisip will be happy about that, but obviously this Machu Picchu with 6 civil actions is quite strong here for Himmelstosh. Genghisip does pick up the justice, develops that. Builds another knight. And picks up another wonder. Is going to go for the Harvard College. So, yeah, he only has... I mean, the 3 science is okay, but he has a lot of rocks. So another wonder is great for him. Himmelstosh now is going to pick up journalism. Could go for one of those this turn. Is going to do exactly that. Could also pick up the opera. There is Shakespeare here. Okay. Shakespeare, of course, can also be picked up by Genghisip. Genghisip has the drama in hand and has the printing press already. So we will see if he's gonna go for that. But Himmelstosh is also ready for that if Genghisip doesn't do it. Okay, wealthy territory won by Genghisip for a knight. 6 rocks for that knight. And he's gonna finish the Harvard College and pick up Shakespeare. Okay, there's also Bach though. So maybe we're gonna see Bach for Himmelstosh as the response. As the cannons will be gone. So Himmelstosh can pick up the cannon and the second one is gonna be gone. So no cannons for Genghisip if Himmelstosh chooses. Get another science from Confucius. Gonna go for navigation. Increase pop. He's gonna go for Bach. Okay, is he gonna elect him now? No, he's gonna go for cannons. Build another lab. I'm sure he can rebuild that lab into an opera next turn. Guess he wants to go for Bach next turn. Probably has enough science to go for the opera thanks to the discount. So yeah, that seems likely. Genghisip is gonna go for irrigation. Develop with Shakespeare that reduced opera, or drama rather. And then he can build one, so he has 1 pair here, going up to 8 culture production. 5 food, so hopefully no rats for him. But yeah, 18 rocks. That is quite a lot. Strategic territories, our next colony, and Himmelstosh wins this thanks to his navigation that he just went for. So very nice pickup for him. For just Aurora, gets that strategic territory. Is gonna go for Bach. Is gonna deny the Cornmont. Can increase pop. And build another journalism. Okay, up to 7 science. Yeah, I mean, he has enough rocks. He's spending all of them very nicely. That is one problem that Genghisip is having a little bit. 18 rocks. And the thing is, Shakespeare makes everything so cheap. Like, the population that you have, you kind of want to put into the printing presses and dramas, but there you can't spend any rocks. So how can Genghisip spend his 18 rocks? Is he gonna find a way for that? He's gonna push, we're gonna get inhabited. Genghisip is able to win this for another knight. That's nice for him, getting more population. Gonna pick up the strategy. Build another printing press. And then maybe rebuild the knight. Yeah, does rebuild the knight. Be stronger again. Now he's sitting on 21 rocks, so yeah. As I said, hard to spend those. And there were the reds. So 1 and 3 food lost. Himmelstosh is even gonna go for the sewers. He's gonna go for an opera. He's gonna rebuild philosophy. Yeah, as we said, this is very strong. Operas and journalisms. 12 science protection for him. And then next turn he could finish the sewers if he has a colony. Genghisip opens the international agreement. He can pick up a lot of cards here if he wants. Which will be really nice because he doesn't have so many civilizations. Even ends the age with this move. This will also put out the Republic. So let's see if he will go for that Republic. He's gonna destroy a lab to build another drama. He's not gonna go for Republic at the moment. Picks up Revolutionary Idea and Breakthrough. Sitting on 26 rocks and no more population. Himmelstosh is gonna open Prosperity. That is nice for Genghisip. 5 food and then 3 food for Himmelstosh. He's gonna pick up Cavalryman. Oh, we see a lot of governments here, so yeah. No democracy, but communism could be very good for Genghisip. Himmelstosh then did finish the sewers. And from that sewers he did get the autonomous. So this is becoming one of the best theocracies. 7 civil actions with the theocracy is quite the boost. He doesn't quite yet have the science to go for new government form, so he could stay on that theocracy for a while. 9 rock production now for him. Genghisip, yeah, he has to pick up a government. Is gonna go for that communism. He's gonna develop that. Can increase pop twice and build another pair if he wants to. Pops again. Builds another pair. Will have corruption here, but at least he's producing 18 culture. So culture fest. Here we go. 30 rocks. Independence declaration. Himmelstosh has to lose a colony. That's actually quite bad for him. He obviously doesn't want to lose the autonomous. So I think his second colony was the strategic from H1. So he loses 2 strength here. And of course he also loses 1 rock production. He's now going to go for cavalryman. Increase pop. Build or rebuild another philosophy into operas. Go for Marlene now and build cavalryman, craving multimedia and urban growth. 16 culture production for him. Quite close, but he still has his production, so he has a little bit of a culture lead. It's gonna be very interesting to see. I like the Marlene pickup. He needs happy faces, so maybe next turn he can go for her. Genghisip wants 4 pairs, destroys his military, has 4 pairs now. Gonna pick up the air forces. It's gonna pick up the internet. I mean, there's enough rocks to finish like 2 or 3 wonders even, because he's not spending any on his buildings. So that could be interesting. Military-wise, I mean, he has riflemen and air forces. What he doesn't have is population. I mean, if you have 8 population in your drama and printing presses, yeah, you don't have much left if you have just agriculture. So he becomes weaker now, leaves 2 revolutionary ideas on the floor. 34 rocks though. Can you play military versus someone with so many rocks? We will find out. But first, Himmelstosh opens the vast territory and is able to win this. I bet Genghisip would have loved to get this as well. And Himmelstosh just has to pay a warrior. So that is very nice for him. Replenishing his yellow bank. He's going to pick up engineering. He's going to rebuild another philosophy though. He's going to build another warrior. And now goes for Marlene. Also picks up the civil service, develops that, and can pick up both revolutionary ideas. So very big science boost for him here, 12 extra science. And now he is in a very good position because he can keep up with culture. I mean, sure, he's getting outproduced a little bit. One thing that could be problematic for him could be the wonders, but he has so much food that International Red Cross is very promising for him, especially because Genghisip doesn't have any food, so he couldn't steal any steps there. And Himmelstosh still has the option open for military. doesn't have so many military actions, so that is one problem. He would probably need the military theory for that, or maybe the patriotism, at least. But yeah, he still has options, and he's not falling behind in culture too much. Genghisip now finds a way to spend his rocks by going for multimedias. Can upgrade twice, 3 times. Picks up the endowment of the arts and patriotism. That is a good defensive mode. I like that. But besides that, we don't see a lot of military action here. Himmelstosh is going to open the wealthy territory. Genghisip able to win this one for his knight. Himmelstosh could go for democracy now. Then he could even build another... No, he decides to go for engineering instead. Builds another journalism, picks up that red cross, can build 4 stages of it, so that is a big culture boost. But then, is there another wonder left? There is the United Nations left. But obviously the internet from Genghisip will also be very, very good. Let's see, he plays Endowment of the Arts. Plays reserves for food so that he can finish the Red Cross. So Himmelstosh gets another 5 for the colonies, and then Genghisip scored 6. So overall, very good wonder for Himmelstosh. Then Genghisip finishes the internet for 37. That is better than the Red Cross wars for Himmelstosh, but it costs rocks. I guess he has enough to also finish another wonder. Doesn't have the actions to grab the Empire State Building right now. So it will be interesting to see who gets the United Nations. Genghisip will finally upgrade one of his farms and picks up the movies. But he's running out of time for Shakespeare. That is one problem. There is Marie Curie left. That's the last leader. I guess there's Steve Jobs, right? Okay, so he's planning to go for Steve Jobs next turn. When Shakespeare's probably gone and can get out like 2 or 3 technologies with him, which is a nice transition. Having 41 science now gives you a lot of options. Himmelstosh opens historic, and Genghisip doesn't have any military units, so Himmelstosh gets this for just Aurora. A lot of extra culture for him, and he is the one to be able to pick up the United Nations. And he can finish it next turn. Even though we don't even end, so we prolong the game a little bit longer. And he is still planning to go for democracy next turn then. So H does not end. Genghisip will push. We get the input of variety. 12 to 14. Super close here. 221 versus 218. So big factor is the United Nations that Himmelstosh has this extra wonder. Steve Jobs picked up by Genghisip. Efficient upgrade. Upgrades one more multimedia. Modern infantry here as well. And military theory here is just getting ready to go for a huge Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs next turn is going to produce a lot of culture. He is going to build a warrior to be able to bid for any colonies, even though there are no colonies in the deck. We only have impacts here. 3 of them were played by Himmelstosh, so I think I like Himmelstosh's position more, but I'm not certain. We start into H4 here. Himmelstosh puts another impact in there. We get input of colonies, 9 to 9, so not the biggest difference, or no difference at all. Himmelstosh can, with that revolutionary idea, go for democracy. Increase population and build another opera, and even another... Oh no, decides to finish the United Nations instead. Gets 20 first, and does he have another impact? Yes, culture. Ooh, so another 10, so 30 culture from that impact. That is big. So we have now even score, but Himmelstosh still has the 26 production, so that is his lead. Can pick up reserves, increase pop. Pick up another reserves, and another reserves, and military buildup. So these impacts are going to be deciding. Also, he's at 26 culture production, Genghisip on 23. I guess Genghisip can go for movies, and then he gets his culture production up a little bit again. Because obviously now Himmelstosh has input of culture in his hand. He just used it for the United Nations, and he could put it into the deck as well on his next turn. Genghisip opens input of wonders, 10 to 16. Another good one for Himmelstosh. But now we get Steve Jobs. How many technologies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 technologies. 20 culture from Steve Jobs. Then he destroys both of his mines and builds an Air Force and a Warrior. And copy that tag. I mean, it is good for a bit of strength. Is that what he put in? But there's military buildup in Himmelstosh, and I couldn't have been better to upgrade to movie. I guess he didn't have that many rocks, especially after using Steve Jobs 5 times. Will cost you 5 rocks, so he didn't have that much. So he decides to go for military here. Okay, we will see. 317 culture. Himmelstosh though opens Imp of Progress 18 to 22. I think Himmelstosh has this. We almost have even score already again, and still the production from Himmelstosh. So he will go for multimedias with all of those reserves. Insane culture production, 32 here. 4 multimedias, 4 operas. And then he can even... Can he get stronger? He can get stronger than Genghisip even. So if there is Impet of Strength, he will be able to win that. Technology is a good one. 16 to 28. That helps Genghisip quite a lot. Next up we have Culture, 10 to 0, as we expected. And then Population, 10 to 8. And the last one will be Science, 0 to 10. So it is pretty close here in the end. 395 culture to 381. One of the biggest culture games I've ever seen in Through the Ages. So this was a very, very interesting game. A good old culture fest, Shakespeare versus Bach. And yeah, all the culture buildings you could want in a finals game. So super exciting match. Hope you guys enjoyed this a lot. I certainly did. Very close ending. If you consider how much culture they have, that they end up with a difference of just 14. That's not a lot. That is not a lot at all. So yeah, great play by both of these guys. Very nice. Balancing the military a little bit. Like you could always say, military didn't play a role in this game, but it kind of did. Because you still have to be ready, and if your opponent would not be ready, then there are opportunities for the other guy. But both of them were content playing the culture game, but in the end it turns out Himmelstosh was just a little bit more efficient, or did produce a little bit more culture, even though it was super close. I liked that very much from Genghisip, having this huge turn in the end with Steve Jobs. Almost was enough, especially combined with that impact of technology and impact of science. It's a very good move and very good try to beat that extra or 2 H3 wonders from Himmelstosh. So yeah, very nice game. Congratulations to Himmelstosh. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, hope I see you guys for the next one again.